I wanted to show you my new toy here. This is a Zoom H2. This was actually before the Zoom H2N that they came out with, I guess, a few years ago. I bought this actually used from a friend. He'd only used it one time. And so the reason I got this, I have been wanting for quite some time to make live recordings of my jazz trio live because number one, jazz is basically a live music. Sometimes you play things live that you would never play in the studio just because of the people you're playing with or the situation. And so it's good if you can get some live recordings of the group playing. And the places we play, a lot of the clubs are really dark. So I wasn't able to get good recordings or good video recordings anyway with my camera, or with my phone I should say. It's just kind of a cheap phone. I had thought about buying a different phone, a more expensive one, but all the stuff I had read said that a lot of those still wouldn't work very well in low light. So I ended up buying a Canon Sure Shot. It actually had a mic input. I thought I could plug a mic into it. And then I went and spent quite a bit of time checking out all the mics I have. I have a lot of mics in my studio, but none of them would work. And I tried different interfaces, different things I had, and nothing seemed to work. So then I was at a point I was either going to have to buy a mic specifically to use with the camera, which I was afraid they might not be that good of mics anyway, or using some kind of an external source to record. And so that's what I chose. This particular unit, it has different miking configurations you can use. It actually, for recording the jazz trio, you can record one direction and it has noise canceling in the other directions. So I got to try it the other night and it turned out really, really well. The only thing is when you're recording everything with one mic like this, the mic placement is very, very important. You got to think about, where you got to experiment basically. Because if you have it too close to the drums, for instance, you're going to pick up mostly drums, or mostly guitar, depending on where you place it. So anyway, the instrumental recordings I thought were pretty nice. I couldn't hear the vocals very well. So then I discovered it does have an adapter. You can actually put this thing on a microphone stand, and then you can put it anywhere you want. So I'll probably put it up, closer, at least probably pointing at the PA, and then I think that'll be a better balance. So it's going to take some time. And then what I do, this is, like I said, an external, I'm going to have a camera separate, and then what you do is, at the beginning of the video recording, you start both units recording, the audio recorder and the video recorder, then you clap your hands, and that way when you import those into a video editing program, you can line up the waveforms to make sure everything syncs up just right. That's called, just basically called syncing, I guess. Video, audio sync. So anyway, the Count Basie Band did some of their best recordings, from what I understand, with one recording in a really nice room, or one microphone, I should say, in a really nice room. So you can get amazing recordings without having to have, 50 mics set up. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm working on right now. This weekend we've got a gig coming up, and I'm going to be, hopefully I'll have my camera ready to go by then. Of course, when you buy a new piece of hardware like that, you always have to read the manual and figure out how to use it. So anyway, sometimes, when I'm going out the door and trying to get everything ready for my gig, that's the last thing I want to worry about is how to get my camera working as well. But anyway, I'm going to spend some time working on that this week. I got the recorder working now, and so hopefully I'll have some footage to show you soon, and I'll put it out and put it on Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff. So that's all for today. I just wanted to share that with you. I thought you might find that interesting.